Live from the 35-yard line. It's Onside Kickin' It with Alex P.
What's up, everybody? What's happening? It's your man's Alex P. Welcome to another episode of Onside Kickin' It with Alex P. Now, did y'all watch me last week when I told y'all not to panic? I hope y'all took my advice, because guess what? We got that first W of the season. Hey, shout out to the Falcons last night. The last man standing in the Sunday night dog fight, or should I say bird fight, because it was a knockout drag out to the end. The Falcons came out and completely forgot about how they played last week, played with a whole new agenda, and they got the win. They won 20-24 against the Eagles in a game that they really needed. Now, of course, it didn't come easy. They blew the lead with 3 minutes left in the game. Now, in the past 2 meetings against the Eagles in Philadelphia, it's come down to the last possession where the Falcons were losing. They tried to drive the ball down the field and had problems in the red zone. Well, this time we didn't even need to get to the red zone. It did get down to a 4th down play though, 4th and 3. Matt Ryan with a beautiful check on an audible because they were sending the blitz. He decided he was going to check down, throw a screen to the best receiver in the league, Julio Jones. What did he do? He took that bad boy 54 yards for the touchdown to seal the game.
Better get the snap here because the play clock is at 1. They do. Off they go. Catches made. Get the first and a lot more. Julio Jones out in front. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown.
Watch Matthews here at the snap. He's going to come out, and great job by Julio Jones and Sanu as well. But watch Matthews just overwhelm the corner on the outside and send Julio Jones on his way.
After that, the defense had to do their job and step up and prevent Carson Wentz from scoring because there was still 2 minutes left in the game. The defense held their end of the deal up, making Dan Quinn look good, giving the Falcons a victory on Sunday night.
Make it. Now it comes down to a 4th down for the Eagles.
Right there.
Wentz fires. It's caught, and does forward progress get him the first down or not? Zach Ertz. It looks like he's going to be shy. If they're going to mark it right there, you see the yellow line.
A tackle right there by Isaiah Oliver. I mean, that is almost impossible to get Zach Ertz on the ground in that kind of situation as he turned up the field. The only way.
The offense had a decent game. Matt Ryan had 320 yards in the air and 3 touchdowns. However, he did have 3 interceptions. 2 of the worst interceptions I've ever seen my guy throw.
3rd down and 9. Jenkins comes on a blitz. Pass that field's going to be picked off at the 40-yard line by Darby. So the pressure was on Ryan. And look at this run back. And finally he gets smothered by Julio Jones at the 20 and 6. Ryan has it picked off in the end zone by Nathan Gary.
Almost cost us the game, but luckily they did not fold and they kept it up. Julio Jones, 5 receptions for 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. Calvin Ridley, 6 receptions, 105 yards, and a touchdown.
3rd down and 6. Ryan deep downfield, and it is Ridley for the catch and the touchdown.
So, one of the best tandems of wide receivers in the league doing their thing against the Eagles, whose cornerbacks were a little shaky at best. We knew we were going to have a pretty good game. Speaking of Julio, 10,868 yards. Yes, that's the new franchise record for the Falcons for most receiving yards for a career. Julio Jones is the best receiver in the league. About that offensive line, that was where our biggest troubles were. Chris Lindstrom, the guard that we drafted this year, is hurt. So he's gone for 8 weeks. So that means we're shuffling that offensive line yet again. This week they moved Jamon Brown to the right guard spot. And you know what? he didn't do too bad, y'all. Matt Ryan was only sacked one time, which, he got sacked 4 last week. And we were kind of panicking this week because they were facing a defensive line that was just as good as who they faced last week. To only allow 1 sack against the Eagles, that's big time. That's really big time. So shout out to the offensive line for the Falcons. Still can't run that ball though, man. Still can't run the ball. Edo Smith had 4 carries for 32 yards, but 28 of that 32 was on 1 play. So that means he wasn't getting anywhere. My man's free, Devontae Freeman, 11 carries for 22 yards. That's 2 yards to carry per average, man. That's still can't run the ball. Still no run game. 57 yards total for the Falcons on the ground, which is unacceptable. Luckily, we could move the ball down the field through the air, and that was the saving grace for the Falcons this week. Now, as far as the defense is concerned, the offensive line couldn't stand up, and the defensive line couldn't provide pressure all in week 1. But in week 2, that was a completely different animal. They harassed Carson Wentz. They were pretty much in his face a lot. They got him 3 times for the sack. Grady Jarrett got 1. Adrian Claiborne got 1. And yes, y'all, Vic Beasley got a sack. Now, if Vic Beasley's getting a sack, then that means that the defense is definitely doing their job. They gave up a total of 304 yards. 255 of that was passing. After giving up about 200 yards against the Vikings last week, they only gave up 49 yards on the ground this week. So they definitely set the edge and stopped the run and really affected Philadelphia's offense. Isaiah Oliver, who was having a lot of trouble last week as well, he did his thing this week. He didn't give up many big catches, and he did have that game-saving tackle on 4th down to tackle Zach Ertz as he was trying to stretch to get that 1st down. Isaiah Oliver did his thing. And speaking of doing his thing, Desmond Trufant, 2 interceptions in the game. That was his first multi-interception game of his career.
Corner blitz coming, and they get to him, but he gets away and then launches it downfield, and it's going to be Trufant who comes away with it. Earlier, but he's back in the center. Wentz dancing, buying time, fires way short, picked off at the 35-yard line. Trufant again. Desmond Trufant. Flag comes in on the run.
He's normally known for getting his hands on the ball, but not bringing it in for the interception. But last night, he got 2 of those guys. That was fantastic. Even the special teams came to play, y'all. They got a fumble recovery, bringing it into the second half in the 3rd quarter, which helped the momentum of the Falcons tremendously.
Punted a couple of times, but now they bring Bryant in. Sends it down on the line to the 5-yard line. Corey Clement looking for room to the outside. And he's run back here. Ball is out at the 32-yard line. And the Falcons come away with it.
Take a look here. We can see exactly what happened. Kendall Sheffield, the rookie, got that ball out on the way down. And Niesman there to clean it up. So
all 3 phases of the ball showed up last night in Atlanta against Philadelphia. It was a must-win. The Falcons could not, I repeat and I stress, could not go down 0-2. So we're now 1-1 on the season. It looks bright for us because we just had a big win in our division because Drew Brees is out hurt and he's going to be gone for a minute. So if they can't capitalize on that, then I don't know. It looks really good for us. The Eagles, they were getting hit. They had injuries all over the board. Alshon Jeffrey was hurt. Deshaun Jackson got hurt. So that's already their 1 and 2 receivers. So they were down in the hole. Tim Jernigan was hurt. They already lost Malik Jackson last week. So their defensive line wasn't getting as much pressure as they would have hoped, which is the reason why Matt Ryan only was sacked 1 time. Dallas Goedert, that backup tight end, was hurt before the game even started. So the offense was pretty much dismantled. Even Carson Wentz got hurt and missed a couple series. But hey, they didn't give us that excuse last year when our guys got hurt. So we're not giving the Philadelphia Eagles an excuse this time. The Falcons are going to play the Colts next week in Indianapolis. It's going to be a big game that we thought was going to feature Andrew Luck versus Matt Ryan. But Andrew Luck decided he was going to retire. So now it's going to be in his place, Jacoby Brissett. I like him. He's going to be pretty good. It's going to be a pretty good game. The Falcons have momentum on the season, and they have to keep it going in order to maintain success. But I got faith in my guys. I told y'all last week not to panic. They showed you this week that you shouldn't panic. They're one of the best teams in the league when they're running on all cylinders. So they just got to keep it up, man. And hey, it's Victory Monday. All you Falcon fans, enjoy what you saw Sunday night, because the team played like they should have played in week 1. But week 1 is always an outlier. Some of the teams that look good in week 1 don't look good in week 2, and vice versa. We were the vice versa this year. We didn't look too hot in week 1, but we look completely better in week 2. And if we maintain momentum throughout the season, it's going to be a great one for our boys. We're going to be straight, y'all. Hey, like I said, don't panic. Rise up, baby. In brotherhood. It's Victory Monday, baby. That's going to be it for the Falcons recap. I'm going to holler at y'all next week. Peace. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share with all the homies. Make sure you follow me on social media. You can catch me on Twitter at WT Fiddlesticks. That's where you'll catch me at the most. Also, you'll catch me on Instagram at Bocho Cinco.